Yo, what's up YouTube? Hu Tao's rerun banner has just gone live, and with that we have received a new 4-star character, Thoma. In this video I'm going to be breaking him down for you guys, going over his kit, best weapons, artifact sets, and more. Timestamps can be found in the description, and if you want to catch more of my content, I stream almost every day on my Twitch, so make sure to drop a follow over there. And with that, let's get into the video. Now starting out with Thoma's kit. Now while you're not going to be using his auto attack too much, as Thoma's not a huge damage dealer like we'll be talking about later, his auto attack does have a very nice animation that when you do his full animation, as you can see here, at the end where it looks like he's throwing his spear, that's actually him kicking the spear, which honestly just looks epic. For Thoma's E, it does AoE pyro damage on a 15-second cooldown and gives you a shield that better absorbs pyro damage by 250%. This shield scales off of Thoma's max HP, so the more HP you have on him, the more powerful your shield will be. With Thoma's burst, you will again deal AoE pyro damage and summon a separate shield that stacks with the shield from your E. And one of the best selling points of Thoma is that cycling between his burst and E, you can gain a very powerful shield that will have 100% uptime. Now you will need quite a bit of energy recharge for this because his energy cost for his ultimate is 80. Thoma's passive talents also further help his shield strength, as his shield can stack up to another 5 times for a total 25% shield strength, which can trigger every 0.3 seconds. And to help with his offensive capabilities, he also has a talent to increase the damage of his burst, also scaling with his HP. And something to keep in mind of his fish passive talent, while this is great for having a 20% chance of scoring a double catch when you fish, this does not apply to the 2,000 fish you have to catch for the achievement. This does not help out with that, sadly. And just a bonus tip for Thoma as well as we start to go over him, I do not think his damage is very good even when you invest in it a lot. It's nice for that little bit of extra damage when you're cycling through his shield and his burst, but as we go through the video and talk about him, I'm mainly going to be talking about how you should build him as a shield rather than a DPS, because his damage might not quite be there, but he does have one of the strongest shields in the game currently. Now I'm going to give you guys a brief overview on the Thoma I am currently using right now. I am sitting at about 22k HP and 2.2k attack, with the 1 to 2 crit rate to crit damage ratio, 180% energy recharge, and 46% pyro damage bonus. For the weapon, I am running a Skyward Spine for an energy recharge weapon, but I will also be cycling through the catch when I refine it and the Phonius Lance if I level it up, as these are good weapons for him as well. For the artifacts, I am running the 4-piece emblem set on him with an off-piece pyro damage bonus cup. Feel free to pause the video to check out any of my artifacts. Now ideally, usually I'd be running an HP percent or energy recharge timepiece on him, but this is just the best timepiece I had from the emblem set to put on him to test out his attack capabilities. I do currently have his C6, which we will go over later, and his talents currently are 6, 8, 8. Now moving on to weapons, as Thoma's burst does require quite a bit of energy and is the center of his kit, you'll mainly want to be running any energy recharge weapon on him. Two of the best weapons for him for their high energy recharge are the Catch and the Phonius Lance on him. Weapons like the Skyward Spine are good as well, but as there's a lot of characters that benefit from this weapon more, I wouldn't really recommend giving it to Thoma, as you don't receive as much energy recharge from it as you do from the Catch or the Phonius Lance. Also, one other problem you might run into is that you have the Catch, but you're using it on someone like Raiden or Xiangling, as you can only have one of the Catch. If you are in this situation, feel free to just give him the Phonius Lance, as it's almost just about as good for him. You can also use the Staff of Thoma, but as his damage is very low and the strongest part of his kit is his shield capability, I would recommend using the spear on another polearm user if you have it, such as Hu Tao, but feel free to put it on Thoma if you want to increase his damage just that bit more. Now while I would still highly recommend the weapons I have listed, if you have yet to obtain any of those yet, you can use the prototype Star Glitter for the energy recharge, which is a craftable spear, or the 3-star Black Tassel for the HP percent for the shield. For Thoma's artifact sets, you're mainly going to want to run the 4-piece emblem set on Thoma, as you'll be receiving extra energy recharge and it increasing your burst damage based off of your energy recharge. I think this is by far the most well-rounded set for Thoma, but if you're trying to go full shield bot for Thoma and just can't seem to get 4 good emblem pieces, running 2 emblem and 2 tenacity for a shield is fine as well. Now for Thoma's artifact stats. For your main stats, you're going to be looking for pyro damage bonus, either crit rate or crit damage, and an HP or energy recharge timepiece. Running attack percent timepiece is okay as well if you're looking for more damage, but I 100% recommend running an HP or energy recharge one if you're struggling with either of these stats. Also, running triple HP percent main stat is okay as well if you're looking for a super strong shield, but in my opinion, his shield is strong enough that you should have more well-rounded stats than going full HP. For the substats, you are going to be looking for crit rate, crit damage, HP percent, and energy recharge. Also, getting elemental mastery and attack percent is good to increase your damage if you already have enough good HP and energy recharge stats. Now for Thoma's best teams, I don't think Thoma has many signature teams currently, but you can fit him into almost any team you're looking to support, as he can help out your team by giving you pyro resonance with 2 pyro in your team, add any extra damage with his burst of almost any character, and give you 100% uptime on his shield. But as Thoma is not very good at setting up elemental reactions in my opinion, I would not advise putting him into teams that are built off constantly setting up these elemental reactions. Another quirky comp you can run of Thoma if you want is that if you have C6 Bennett, which converts your auto attacks to pyro damage, this does make a Thoma DPS comp more viable as you'll be doing pyro damage with Thoma's autos attacks. Now to go over Thoma's Constellations, I think Thoma is a very strong C0 support and very free to play friendly because I don't think any of his Constellations are extremely necessary. He has very good Constellations that help him out a lot. I don't think any of his kit is flawed without these Constellations. His C1 helps out the cooldown of his E and his burst a bit, that whenever a character you have on the field is attacked with his shield equipped, your cooldown is decreased once every 20 seconds. For C2, your burst is going to be up for an extra 3 seconds, which just helps having you that damage and shield up longer. For his C4, your burst is going to restore 15 energy, so in theory, if you have his C4, you can run a bit less energy recharge for different stats on Thoma. In my opinion, I think still having that high energy recharge makes it more comfy to play and is still a nice thing to have. But if you were looking to be able to get a bit more of another stat for Thoma, if you have his C4, you can decrease your energy recharge a bit because of this. And for Thoma's C6 is just honestly a very nice C6, not needed in any way, but with his C6 that whenever you have that barrier on, anybody in your party that has this barrier is going to have their normal charge and plunging attacks increased by 15% for 6 seconds. So you're essentially just going to be receiving even more free damage with this. Now, none of these Constellations I think are necessary for Thoma, but all of these just add on to him as a support and make him just that little bit stronger. So any Constellation you get for him I think is a big plus, but at no point do you absolutely need it. I think he's still a very good strong support unit at C0. Now that sums up about everything about how to build Thoma. In my opinion, it seems like MiHoYo are trying to focus less on 4-star characters that can do everything like Bennett, for example, and focus more on characters that extremely excel in 1 or 2 fields. While Thoma might not have much DPS capability, the strength and DPS Thoma's shield gives off the field and the 100% uptime it delivers, I think Thoma is an amazing 4-star support that can fit into many teams for people who might be looking for a second pyro character for their team or don't have Zhongli. I hope this guide has helped you out and maybe you learned something new about Thoma today, but if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can head over to my Twitch where I stream almost every day and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. But with that said, that's all I have for you guys. I wish you luck in building your Thoma, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!